Okay, good morning students. Am I audible to you? Okay. Myself Milan Patil, and we are going to continue with chapter 7, Getting to Know Plant, from class 6 science. Let us recapitulate what we have learned in our previous class. We have started with chapter Getting to Know Plant, wherein we have learned about herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers. These are the different types of plant. Then we have started about parts of a plant, and we have learned about roots, its types and function. So we have learned these topics in our previous class. Here I have a poll for you. Okay. So you are going to go to www.slido.com. I will share the website over the live chat, www.slido.com, and you will type the given code which you can see on the screen and answer this question. Okay. Go to the website www.slido.com and answer this particular question. Big and tall plants are called what? Herbs, shrubs or trees? Or you can also scan the QR code which is given to you. Okay. I will also share the link in the class WhatsApp group. So you can also check the link over there. And answer this question. Big and tall trees are called as herbs, shrubs, trees. What is the correct option? Quickly. Those who have already done, you can message in the chat box. Use the live chat option to say you have done. Go to the www.slido.com and answer this question and type the code 549759. Type this code. I am still waiting for more students to answer. Code is what you can see on the screen, 549759. That's the code. 549759. Okay, let us check the correct answer. Big and tall plants are called trees. Okay, so the correct option is first option, trees. Okay, many of you, 100% students, or whoever has attempted that question, they have given it correctly. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Pumpkin plant is dash, creeper, herb or climber? Again, use the same link to answer the question. Pumpkin plant is dash, creeper, herbs or climber? Pumpkin plant is dash. Don't give answers in the chat box. You will give the answer over the slido.com. There you select the correct option. Those who haven't tried in the first question, go for this question. You type www.slido.com and type the code 549759 and answer this particular question. Pumpkin plant is dash. What is it? Okay, let us check the answer. Pumpkin plant is climber. How pumpkin plant becomes a climber? That's a creeper. Okay, not a climber. Many of you have given it wrong. Okay. Okay, let us see. That was just a brief recapitulation of the previous session what we have done. Okay, let us continue for today's session. Let's see what are we going to learn in our today's class. We are going to continue ourselves. We are going to learn about parts of plant, remaining parts of plant, that is we have stem, then leaves and flowers. We are going to learn about these three parts in details. So we are going to learn about stem, its structure and function. We are going to learn about leaf, its types and function, and flower structure and function. Okay. So let's begin. Okay. What is stem? Stem is that part of a plant which bear branches, flowers, leaves, fruits and buds, and this grow above the soil. So as you know, it is a part of what? It is a part of a plant. Yes, and that part which is above the soil. Suppose this is a plant. So the part of the plant which is above the soil, entire part, as you know, it is called shoot, right? The part of the plant which is below the soil, that is this particular portion, will be what? It will be roots. Now, the stem, this portion that you can see, middle section, this one is a stem. It is that part which is going to bear further branching, the leaves will be there, flowers will be there, fruits will be there. Okay, so it is going to bear all these things in detail. Okay, let us see what is the function. Now, what is the function? It conducts water and mineral from roots to leaves. Okay, so it conducts water and mineral. What do you mean by conduct? Okay, what do you mean by the word conduct? Here word conduct means it help in transport. Okay, it help in transport. What do you mean by the word transport? It help in movement of water. It help in movement of water. Movement of water from where to where? From roots to leaves. Okay, it help in movement of water from the roots to the leaf. So that's the meaning of word conduct. So it first of all, main function of the stem, that it conduct, it transport. So root, as we have learned in the previous session, then root help in absorption of water and mineral. Now they has to transport there from there to, just like we have different vehicles for transport. Suppose you want to come to school, some will use cars, some will use bikes, some will use scooter, some will come by walking. All these are different means of transport for you, isn't it? So there has to be some person who is going to take this. So the organ which help in conduction, that is transportation of water from the root to the leaf, is the stem. Okay, then it also help in transportation of food prepared by the leaf to different part of the It helps in transportation of food prepared by the leaf to different part of the plant. Okay, now first of all it helps in transportation of water from down to top. So it helps in doing two things. Suppose this is a stem, okay, this is a stem. So it help one, it will movement will be down to top. So down we have know that there are roots and there are leaves. Okay, so first of all it will carry water, okay, it will carry water and mineral from roots to leaves. Okay, that is the first function of it. Again, now the leaf is that organ which prepare food for the plant. Okay, leaf prepare food for the plant. This I will explain little later when we are doing the parts as leaf. Okay, so leaf prepare food. Now this food has to transport to different parts of the plant. So this is again done by the stem. Suppose when the food is getting prepared by the plant in the leaf, this has to get transported from the leaves to the different parts of the plant including the roots. So roots also need food. We know that we need food and we get energy from food. Okay, so who help in transportation of food? Again the stem. So that's the second function of it. So it help in transportation of food prepared by the leaf to the different parts of the plant. Okay, then it bears fruits, flowers and leaves. So stem is that part of the plant. Suppose this is a plant, okay, this is a plant, this is the roots, okay, it's going to bear branching, it's going to bear this leaves, okay, it's going to bear flowers, okay, it's going to bear flowers, okay, it's going to bear fruits. So this is the place where it hold all these things, that is it hold leaves, fruits and flower. And fourth important thing, it gives support to the plant. It gives support to the plant. It helps the plant to stand upright, to stand in upright position. Okay, otherwise we know that creepers and climbers, these plants, creepers and climbers, these plants have got weak stem, isn't it? And therefore these plants either creep or they climb up. Because why? Because they have got weak stem, and because of that they cannot stand upright. So very important function of the stem, it gives support to the plant and it helps the plant to stand upright. That's the function of the stem. So what we have learned, stem, what are the functions? First of all, it helps in carrying water and mineral, okay, from the roots to the leaves. Second thing, whatever food is being prepared by the leaf, okay, it helps in transportation of that food to different parts. So you can say stem is like a truck. So it is going to first carry water and mineral from roots to leaves. Then from the leaf it carry the food to the different part of the plant. It also bear leaves, fruits and flower. And the last important thing, it gives support to the plant. Okay, this activity you can do today. This activity will give you idea about how the stem help in conduction of water. Conduction, as I already told you, transportation of water from one place to another. So this activity, what you need any plant, okay, you take any plant and you take 3 beakers, you need 3 jars, okay, or 3 jars or any containers in which you will put water, okay. Now for that water you will add colors, okay, that water you are going to add color to that water. You can add colors as per your choice, okay, and in this case I have used green color, red color and this is blue color. What you can do, you can use any 2 color and one plant you keep as it is, okay. One jar you will keep blank, okay. In one jar you will not add in that water you will add no color, okay, you will not add any color. And after some time, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, you will keep those plant into that particular water with colors, okay. So you will notice that this color, your entire color, whatever color you have put in the jar, you can see that appears on the leaves, on the branches of that particular plant. This gives a clear indication that stem help in conduction, that is the water which was there here in this jar, it has conducted, it has moved through this stem and it has reached over here into the leaf. So that's the small little activity which will help you to understand how stem help in conduction of water. Okay. Now next important part we have is leaves. Okay, the next part is leaf. Now leaf, as you know, we can see different types of leaves in a surrounding. Okay, this part or this organ of a plant is also very important. We are going to learn or understand its structure. Now, what are the structure? It has got this stalk. Can you see this stalk-like structure? Okay, this stalk-like structure that you can see here is nothing but petiole. What is it? It's a petiole. Okay, the stalk-like structure is petiole. This broad green portion that you can see over here, the broad green portion that you can see over here is the lamina. Okay, what is it? It is the lamina. Okay, now, so it is a lamina. Now, these lines that you can see, okay, these lines that you can see, okay, what lines? These lines which are there on this particular leaf structure, on the lamina, over the lamina, these lines, the middle one is called a midrib, and the side lines like this which you can see, these are nothing but these are veins. Okay, these are veins. Okay, so let us understand the structure of its in detail now. Okay, what I have told you, it has got three important parts. One is the stalk. The stalk, as I have told you, this is called a petiole. Okay, the stalk. This broad green portion that you can see is the lamina. Okay, lamina gives a particular shape to the leaf. Then the middle line which you can see here, that's the midrib, and the side lines which you can see, those are the veins. Okay, there are different shapes of the leaves, there are different varieties of leaves and different types of leaves based on the shapes you will get, and depending on what plant you have taken, the shape changes, and even the shape, this lamina shape changes. See, in this particular leaf you can see a heart shape structure. Okay, so lamina is having a different shape. Even the petiole is a little bigger. Now, okay, so let's understand about the parts of the leaf. As I have told you, the first part, petiole. Suppose I want to draw a leaf. Suppose this is a leaf. That's a petiole, and this one is a lamina. This is nothing but a midrib. Very easy to draw diagram, and you draw the side veins like this. Okay. So let us understand each part. So this stalk, what is petiole? Stalk of the plant. Okay, it is also called a stalk of the plant. Now it is that part of the leaf. Okay, it is that part of a leaf that is attached to the stem. It is that part of the leaf which is attached to the stem. So this part helps in attaching it to the stem. Suppose this is a plant and this is the stem of the plant, and here this leaf is there. So this leaf is attaching itself, joining itself to this particular stem, isn't it? So it is that part of the plant that is attached to the stem. Now let us move on to the next part. Okay, this broad green portion that you can see. Okay, the green portion that you can see is nothing but lamina. What is it called? Lamina. So the broad green portion of a leaf is called lamina. Depending on the lamina, different plant have got, different leaf have got different shapes. Okay. Then we have their side, there are some lines like this which are present all over the leaf. And these lines which you can see all over the leaf, these are called veins. What do we call it? We call it a vein. Okay. Okay, it's a vein. Margin is nothing but the this boundary. What is margin? A boundary of a leaf. So margin is nothing but a boundary. So this margin is giving this particular shape to the plant. Suppose the leaf is something different, and in this case this leaf has got this particular heart shape. So this particular margin is giving this leaf a heart shape structure. Okay, so these are the margins. So as I have told you, veins are nothing but lines which you can see on the leaf. Those are called veins. And the middle line which you can see on the leaf is a midrib. What is it called? It is a midrib. Okay, these are the four parts of a leaf. So petiole, lamina, veins and midrib. These portions are that tip and margin. These are just extra parts. Okay. So petiole, what is the petiole? Petiole is a stalk that help in attaching the leaf to the stem. Lamina is nothing but a broad green portion. The veins are nothing but lines which you can see on the leaf. And the midrib is nothing but a middle vein. Okay, midrib is nothing but a middle vein. Okay, now let me show you some leaf. Okay, now as you can see this leaf, okay, this leaf over here which is there in my hand have got a beautiful, this line is making some design on this leaf, isn't it? This design which you can see on the leaf made by these lines which you can see on the leaf is not called venation. What is venation? The design made by the veins of a leaf is called venation. Okay, it is called venation. Now, in this case, you will see in this particular leaf, you will see there is a midline like this, one midline, and there is side line. Okay, and there and to this side line, the side veins, it forms a particular beautiful pattern. Okay, this is one type of pattern. Okay, even the leaf which is there in this hand also, you will see that there is a beautiful pattern which is formed by this particular leaf. Okay, again there is a midrib like this, and there is a side veins like that. Okay, side veins, and you have the smaller veins or veins. Okay, smaller veins. Okay, and this is forming a beautiful net like pattern. What is the pattern? It's a net like pattern. So the leaf which are like this, one midrib will be there and the side veins will be there, which is forming a net like pattern, is called reticulate venation. What do you mean by venation? As I have told you, venation is nothing but design which is made by the veins on the leaf. Okay, so this type of venation is called the reticulate venation. Okay, the another leaf over here. Okay, that's a grass. What is it? A grass. If I take one leaf of this grass, you will notice, if you have a grass at home, okay, any grass at home, obviously in the garden you will find this white grass growing over there. You will see this lines on this leaf of a grass is a parallel. Okay, parallel like this. Okay, they are straight to the midrib. So there is a midrib over here, midrib. Okay, this picture, actual leaf may not be very clear to you. I am going to show the picture on the slide also. That time you will see it very clearly. So there is a midrib and the side veins are parallel to the midrib. Okay, so this type of design which is made by such leaves, these are called parallel venation. What are these called? Parallel venation. So let us try to understand the venations of leaves. Okay, venations of the leaf. So, as I have told you, there are different types of leaves. The leaves with this design is called reticulate venation. Okay, reticulate venation. What is venation? What is venation? Venation is nothing but design. And leaf with this type of design, which you can see, one midrib is there and the side veins are almost parallel to the midrib. Okay, isn't it? And this type of venation is called parallel venation. Suppose you want to draw leaf with reticulate venation. Okay, you will draw a petiole like this. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, Okay, we will use a petiole like this. There's a midrib and these are the side veins like this. Okay, and in case of parallel venation, the leaf will be like this. Suppose this, the leaf and the veins are like this, parallel to the midrib. Okay, so that's a parallel venation. Okay, now there's a brain teaser question for you. Do all leaves have petiole? Have you seen plant? If you have observed them carefully, then you can observe whether all the leaves of the plant, of different types of plant, have petiole. Find out some plant which have leaves with a petiole and some which do not have petiole at all. Do you know their names? What are they called? The leaves with petiole, they are called petiolate. What is the special name given to them? If the leaf have got petiole, it is called petiolate. If the leaf is not, it doesn't have a petiole, it is called sessile leaf. Okay, sessile leaf. Try to find out example of plant which have got petiolate, means petiole will be there for the leaf, and try to find out the names or examples of the plant which do not have petiole, or those are sessile leaf. Okay. Now, let us see the leaf venation. As I already told you what you mean by leaf venation. Design made by the veins on the leaf surface is called petiole. Okay, this veins made beautiful design, as I have shown you few pictures or few samples of the leaves, and in which you have seen the veins make a beautiful design. So this design can be grouped into two main categories. One, we have reticulate venation. In this type of venation, you will see the vein form a net-like structure. What name form? Name form, one midrib will be there, and the side veins will be there, and again the side veins are showing the further branching like net-like structure. Can you see this one vein is there like this, moving like this, then the side veins are there here like this, see. Okay, so this is forming a net-like structure. Okay, so it forms a net-like structure or a design on the leaf. So this net-like structure or a design formed by the leaf is called reticulate venation. What is the name of this venation? It is called reticulate venation. Some examples are people, hibiscus, rose, neem. Can you give me more examples of leaves which you have seen like this? Can you give me more examples? Few examples I have told you. People plant is there, hibiscus is there, rose is there, neem. Can you think of some plant which you see in your surrounding and which you think have got like this kind of leaf? Okay, अशी leaves असतात, reticulate venation. What about mango tree? Leaf of mango tree. Where you are going to place it? Reticulate or parallel? Have you seen the mango leaf? What is the design on the mango leaf? Yes, mango leaf shows a reticulate venation. So you can write mango. What about jackfruit? Yes, jackfruit also shows reticulate venation. Try to find out more examples of the plant with reticulate leaf. Okay. Let us see what's the meaning of parallel venation. So we have the second category of the leaf as parallel venation. Leaf with parallel venation. These veins which are there will run parallel to one another. Okay, so this is one midrib is there, and the side veins you can see they are almost parallel. In this case, the side veins are like this. Okay, suppose this is a leaf and that's a mid vein, and the other veins are like this, almost parallel to the midrib. Okay, or they may be parallel to one another. So the veins will be either parallel to the midrib or the veins will be either parallel to one another. And such type of plant with such type of leaf design is termed as parallel venation. Some example, tulip plant. Okay, common examples are the plant which I have shown was grass. Okay, wild grass or any type of grass. Okay, then turmeric, Recently we have celebrated festival of Naga Panchami, and there we have made lovely delicious famous dish of Goa. That was what? Patorios. Yes, and for that patorios we have used turmeric leaf. So turmeric leaf again example of a parallel Venetian. Then bamboo, okay, banana leaf. Can you think of some more leaves? Okay, some more leaf, lemongrass, another example. Okay, these are the few examples. Okay, now let me show you the plant sample which have got this design. Okay, now this plant I have, and this particular plant, the leaf, this is a plant sample of a tamari bhaji. Okay, very famous in Goa. You will see these people mostly eating this kind of vegetable, very famous vegetable. We call it the tamari bhaji. Okay, you can say a red spinach type. Okay, belonging to spinach group. Now this one have got design as reticulate Venetian. What is that? What type of leaf it has got? Root it has got. See the root system. Root system kya? There is one tap root, and these are the side lateral roots. So what type of root system it has got? It has got this tap root system. So those plant which bear reticulate Venetian will have what type of root system? They will have a tap root system. So let me repeat for you. Those plants which have got reticulate Venetian, what will be the root system in those type of plant? They will have a tap root system. Always you will not uproot a plant to check what type of root system it has. This tap root system or fibrous root system. So it is not possible. By doing that, what are we doing? We are harming the plant, isn't it? So for that, what we can do? We can look at the leaf. We can observe the leaf, and if you find a design on the leaf is having this particular reticulate design, that means that particular plant is going to have a taproot system. Now let us take this plant. Okay, this plant is a grass, isn't it? Okay, what type of leaf design it has got? Parallel or reticulate? Yes, the grass has got parallel Venetian design on the leaf. What type of root system it has, grass? Fibrous or taproot? Look at this. There is no main root. These you can see there are several roots like this, fine roots, and these are fibrous roots. So the grass has got what type of root system? It has got fibrous root system. So those plant which have got parallel leaf Venetian will always have fibrous root system. What type of root system? Fibrous root system. So these are the interconnection between them. So if the reticulate design is there, the reticulate design leaf will always have a taproot system. Whereas if a parallel Venetian is there on the leaf, that means that particular plant is going to bear a fibrous root system. So in the fibrous root we have learned about maize. So I can put maize plant over here. I can also put coconut plant. All these plants have got parallel Venetian. What type of Venetians? All these have got parallel Venetians on their leaf. You can find out more leaves of parallel Venetian design. Okay, now let us try to understand the function of the leaf. Okay, why do plant need leaf? Okay, very important. First of all, it helps in process called transpiration. What do you mean by the term transpiration, teacher? Yes, I will explain it. What is transpiration? Transpiration is nothing but a process by which plant release excess amount of water in form of water vapor. Now we know that which part of the plant help in absorption of water? Which part of the plant help in absorption of water? Who does that? Yes, roots help in absorption of water, isn't it? So root help in absorption of water. Then stem is there which will help in conduction of water, transportation of this water from root to different parts of the plant. Okay. Then in the leaf, this if the now we when we drink water, excess amount of water which is there in our body, we are throwing it out in form of urine. We frequently go to the washroom for urination process, isn't it? Similarly, if the water amount is excessive amount of water is there in the plant is going to throw out this water through the leaves, okay, through the leaves in form of water vapor. What do you mean by water vapor? Water in form of vapor, okay, the gas form of water, okay. So plant gives water in gas form, and that gas form of water is called vapor form of water, or it is also called water vapor. We cannot see, but we can feel it. When you stand under a tall tree during a hot summer season, you will feel yourself very cool. It's like a natural AC for you, isn't it? Why do you feel that cooling? Why do you get that cooling sensation? That is because of the process called transpiration. Okay, what is transpiration? Plant is throwing out excess amount of water, releasing out, giving out is water in form of water vapor. You cannot see that water vapor which is present, water which is present in form of vapor, but you can feel the coolness of it under the shade of the tree. Okay, one more activity you can do to see whether plants are really doing this process or no. You will use your garden plant, any garden plant, you will take this kind of plastic bag. Okay, take a transparent plastic bag and tie that plastic bag to any one leaf or a particular branch of that particular plant. Okay, you will use a plastic bag and you are going to tie that plastic bag to one of the leaf or one branch of that particular plant, and see that those openings are sealed properly. You can use a thread or a cloth, anything, to tie it properly so that there is no space for the air to move inside. Okay, and keep it for maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, and afterward you can observe that inside this plastic bag there you will find tiny droplets of water. So what does that indicate? That leaves do the process of transpiration, and those tiny droplets of water which you can see is the water which was released by the plant in form of water vapor or gas. And just because you have trapped those water vapor inside this plastic bag, that's why you can see those water vapor has got converted from water gas form to the droplets, and it forms a tiny droplets onto the inner surface of this plastic bag. You can try this. Okay, so what is transpiration? Let us understand it once again. Transpiration is a process by which excess amount of water is released into the environment by the plant. Okay, how? Through the leaves. And where exactly from the leaf? Leaf have got very tiny openings, okay, tiny openings, small openings, tiny pores, okay, present on the leaf surface, which you cannot see with your eye, but with the help of microscope you are able to see this opening, and those are called stomata. What we call it? Stomata. Just like we have nose is or nostril which help in breathing in and breathing out. Similarly, the nose of the leaf is stomata. Through this stomata, plant is breathing in and breathing out, and along with that it is also giving out this water in form of gas, and that process is called transpiration process. Okay, you can see over here, see each and every, not only the leaf but each and every part of the plant is you can see this water. Okay, see what is happening now. So water is being absorbed by the roots over here. This water is being transported through the upper part of this particular plant through this stem. Okay, so this root is absorbing water, stem is transporting the water to the leaf, and through the leaf there are opening seeds. From this opening, water is given out by the plant in form of water vapor. What is that form of water which is given out by the plant? It is water vapor, that is the gas form. And what is the process called? We call it the transpiration process. Now let us see other important function. Apart from transpiration, leaf is doing one more important process called photosynthesis. What do you mean by the term photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is defined as the process by which the leaf prepare their own food with the help of certain ingredients, okay, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and green color pigment called chlorophyll. So now what is photo and synthesis? Photosynthesis comes from two words. Photo means light. What's the meaning of photo? Photo means light, okay, and synthesize means to prepare. Synthesize means to prepare. Now we cook the food, we don't prepare our food. Now you will say, what is the difference? We also prepare our food, but we only cook the food. We have learned in chapter 1 that food that we eat come from either plant source or animal source. So we either take the food that is either come from plant source or animal source and we cook it, okay, we cook the food. Okay, we will try to add some flavoring agent, some spices we will add, we will some taste enhancer we will add salt and we cook the food. We don't prepare our food. Okay, but the plant prepare its own food. Suppose I eat rice. Okay, I eat rice. Okay, I cook the rice and I have eaten the rice. What is the nutrient that I am going to get from the rice? Rice is a rich source of which nutrient? You learn about it in chapter 2, components of food. Which component of food I will get from the rice? Yes, from the rice I will get carbohydrate. What I will get from rice? I will get carbohydrates. Okay, so we have learned there are two types of carbohydrate. One is sugar form of carbohydrate. Other one is starch form of carbohydrate. So both type of carbohydrate I am going to get when I eat rice. But plant, they will synthesize carbohydrate. What they will do? They will synthesize. These are like a factory place. Okay, factory. They are going to manufacture these carbohydrates into their body. How? Which place? The leaf. So leaf is the place wherein plant prepare the food. Just like we have a room which is called the kitchen of the house wherein mother is going to cook food for us. Similarly, plant have one organ which is called a leaf. This leaf help in synthesizing the food. Now to cook a food, we need so many ingredients, right? So plant also needs so many ingredients. So what are the ingredients? Plant need carbon dioxide gas, plant need water, plant needs sunlight and plant also need chlorophyll. These are the 4 ingredients. What are the ingredients of preparation of food? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. With the help of these, plant is going to prepare its food in presence of sunlight. Therefore, this process is called photosynthesis. You are going to learn about photosynthesis in detail in the next class. Okay, when you reach 7th standard, you are going to learn about this process in detail. Now, we are not learning in that detail. For us, let us see what is the function. Function of the leaf is it help in preparation of its own food through the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So in this animation, you can see plant is preparing the food. What are the ingredients I told you for preparation of food? Water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, okay, and one more pigment which is present in this, which is giving green color to the plant, that is chlorophyll. So what is the name of that pigment? Chlorophyll. So at the end of the photosynthesis process, plant is going to prepare carbohydrate. So what is the end product? So why all these ingredients are utilized? So why plant need all these? Plant is going to use water, plant is going to use carbon dioxide, plant is going to use chlorophyll, plant is going to use sunlight. All these 4 ingredients plant is using, and using these 4 ingredients, the plant is preparing carbohydrate. What plant is preparing? Carbohydrate. And along with carbohydrate, plant is preparing oxygen gas. This gas plant don't need. So this gas is given out by the plant. Again, from where? To the nose of the plant. What is the nose of the plant? It is the stomata. So stomata help in giving out oxygen. Okay, oxygen. Okay, and along with the oxygen, it will also give out excess amount of water in form of gas. That's the water vapor. That is the most important function of the leaf. Now, this I have already told you. Plant with taproot system will have what type of Venetian? Reticulate Venetian. Plant with fibrous root system will have parallel Venetian. So, this is a trick for you to identify the types of Venetian and the types of root system in that particular plant. Let us move on to the next important part of the plant, that is flower. What are flowers? Flowers are very colorful parts of the plant that you can see. The plant bear different colorful structures, and these colorful structures are nothing but flowers. And some plant, these flowers are going to become the fruit, isn't it? So there are some plant which will only bear flowers. They are not going to become fruit at all. But there are some plants from which the after becoming flower, the flower will get converted slowly into the fruit formation. So the flower is called the reproductive part of the plant. What is the flower is also known as reproductive part. Now what do you mean by the reproductive part? Flower help in process called reproduction. What do you mean by the term reproduction? Reproduction is nothing but a process in which the individual give birth to the young one. Now we know that plant doesn't give birth to the young one. Do they give birth to the young one? They don't do. So what is plant doing? Plant will going to produce a fruit, and plant is going to form that fruit is going to bear a seed. So in the fruit there will be seeds. So when we put seeds into the soil, we will see that seeds will germinate and it will become a new plant, isn't it? So therefore the flower is very, very important. Okay, therefore they are called the reproductive part of the plant. In this picture and slide, you will see so many different types of flowers. Hibiscus flower, which is very, very common in every household. Okay, जास्वंदीचे फूल म्हणतात त्याका. Then we have rose flower, then petunia, lily, okay, dahlia. Okay, dahlia is very common during this rainy season. Okay, chrysanthemum. Okay, these are the flowers which you get in the market. Okay, they शेवती म्हणता आम्ही तेंका कोंकणीन. Okay, these are different colors. Okay, chrysanthemum. Okay, it is called chrysanthemum. Let us understand the parts of a flower. A flower typically consists of many parts. Okay, suppose I want to draw a flower. Okay, very easy to draw. Draw a stalk. Okay, draw a stalk and draw this portion like this. Okay, and you will draw. Okay, you will draw like this. Okay. Now, next step I will draw petals. Very easy. Okay. Now this particular flower, okay, and then draw this portion. Okay, this is the picture of a drawing of a flower. Okay, let us try to understand each part in detail. That's the stalk of a flower. What is a stalk of a flower? This part which you can see green color portion is called sepal. What are they called? Sepal. Sepal forms the calyx. It is also called calyx. Okay. Then this beautiful colorful portions of the flower, this beautiful colorful part of the flower that you can see which give color to the flower is the petals. Okay, these are the petals. These are the sepals, which is also called calyx. Okay, sepals. This corolla is also called petals. Okay, then there is this portion here which is called the stigma. That's the long tube which you can see is the style, and this bulb like structure, a pot like structure is called ovary. and this ovary contain a tiny round spherical body is called ovules. This part is also known as pistil together. What is it called? Pistil. I will explain it little later on. This yellow part, the head-like structure that you can see is anther. What is it called? Anther. Okay. And the stalk-like structure which hold that anther is called filament. What is it called? Filament. And this together with anther and filament, it's called stamen. What is it called? Stamen. Okay, I will explain each and every part in detail. Receptacle is the base of the flower to which all the parts of the flower are attached. Receptacle, you can say the stalk of the flower. So what is the another name for the stalk of the flower? That's the receptacle. So it is the base of the flower to which all the other parts are attached. Okay. Now as I have told you, this green color part of the flower, what are they called? What are they called? Sepals. Okay. And the beautiful colorful part of the flower, what is it called? Which give color to the flower, these are called petals. Okay. Petals give different beautiful color to the flower. So this and why it has got different beautiful color, so that it will attract insect. So insect get attracted towards it, and this insect later on help in something called pollination. Okay, pollination and help karta mageranka. Okay, now let us understand the parts of the flower in detail. As I have already told you, the stalk which is called not the stem, it is called a stalk. Okay, stalk or receptacles. Then we have the calyx, which is also called as sepals. Okay, these are petals. This is the stigma. If you have a hibiscus flower at home, you can observe this part. This is the stigma, this portion. The long tube-like structure is called a style, and this part over here, which is there down in that flower, is called the ovary. What is it called? Ovary. If you open this, you will find there are tiny round balls like structure, tiny granulated like structure, tiny seeds like structure. Those are called ovules. What are those called? Ovules. Okay, so these are the basic part. So stigma, style and ovary is actually nothing but a female reproductive part. Okay, now flower has got two parts. One is male, other one is female. Suppose I want to draw the female reproductive part. So I will start with drawing sepals. Okay, so I will draw the sepals and draw this bulb-like structure like this, and you can use like this. Okay, so this portion is called the stigma. Over here you will find like this line and tiny like this sting will be there. So that's the stigma. The head, that's a long tube called a style. This bulb-like structure is called a ovary, and inside tiny seed-like structure they are called ovules. This part, name of this part is called pistil of flower. So flower has got two main parts apart from receptacle, sepals and petal. It has got this two main part. One is called pistil, okay, which is the female reproductive part. Female reproductive part. In plant you don't have male plant or female plant, okay, but you have something called female flower and male flowers. Okay, or you may have bisexual flowers, means one flower only bear all the parts. Okay, so pistil is a female reproductive part of a flower. Okay, let us try to understand each part in detail. Okay, sepal. What are sepals? Sepals. Sujal, you can leave the class. Don't remind me about the time. Okay, you can leave the class. I have no problem. I am going to take extra time. Sepals are the part of the plant. These sepals are nothing but a green color portion which is there on the flower, okay, down portion. Okay, this green color. They look like petals. They are not petals actually. They are called sepals. Okay, green leaf-like structure. And when they form this leaf-like structure together form a round structure called calyx. So what is the function of sepal? The function of the sepal is it protects the flower during its budding stage. Okay, when the flower at the bud stage, okay, flower is not yet bloom. Okay, then flower is not yet bloom. So you will find that this sepal is protecting the flower during the bud stage. Okay, the flower protect the sepal protect the flower during its bud stage. Now some flowers you will find jointed sepals like this. In this case, joint as the whole like this. Okay, that's a datura plant. Okay, leaf of a flower of a datura leaves, datura flower. Sorry. And this one is a rose plant. What is it? A rose plant. In the rose flower, you will find the sepals are separate like this. Also, in case of hibiscus also, you will find the sepals are separate. So, some flower will have jointed sepals, some flower will have separated sepals. Okay. So, again another example of a jointed sepal is this particular plant, and this particular flower have got separated sepal. You can find out examples of flowers with jointed sepals examples, and you will try to find out examples of flowers with separated sepals. Okay, that will be a homework for you. Now, what are petals? Petals are nothing but colorful parts together. It forms a corolla, beautiful structure of that flower. So, what is corolla? Corolla is nothing but a beautiful structure of a flower. Depending on how the petals are arranged in that particular flower, the corolla will be different. The structure of that flower will be different. So, petals are always colorful. This colorful petal help in attracting insects. Now, why the flower plant has to attract insects? These insects help in further part called pollination. We are going to learn about pollination in higher classes. Okay, if the pollination takes place, then the flower will become fruit. Okay, if pollination doesn't take place, flower will not become fruit. We are going to understand what are those concepts in higher classes. For now, time being, let us understand what is the function. So, why the petals are colorful? Because these petals are colorful because these petals help in something called pollination. Okay, pollination process help in formation of fruit. Later on, the flower will become a fruit. Now, those flowers which doesn't have colorful petal, means the colors are very dull and white, mostly white, you will find that they have got nice fragrance, isn't it? They have got beautiful nice odor. Okay, the smell of that flowers are very attractive. So those flowers which are not have got colorful petals like mogra, jasmine, those have white color petals, but they have got beautiful fragrance or smell. These also help in attracting insect. Again, why insect? Because insect will help in pollination. What is pollination? At the end of the pollination process, the flower will become fruit, and so the pollination process is very, very important. Now let us understand the stamen. Okay, very easy to draw the stamen. Draw like this, bulb-like structure like this. Okay, and draw the stalk. So that's the anther. The stamen is the male reproductive part. That's the filament. Okay, anther and filament. These are the two sub part of a stamen. So how many parts a stamen has? Two sub part. What are those two sub part? Anther and filament. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower. Okay, it is called male reproductive part. In plant there is nothing called male and female, but the plant have flowers and the flower have got a part called male and female. So stamen, stamen has got, in that name man is there, okay, man. So the male reproductive part of the flower is the stamen. It consists of anther, as I told you, sac-like structure. This sac-like structure contains pollens. Okay, tiny yellow color particle. If you have hibiscus flowers, you can touch the anthers of this hibiscus flowers and you will see yellow color powder will get stick to your hands or the finger. That is called the pollens. Okay, pollens are nothing but very powder like tiny structure which are present on the anther. Now, filament support the anther. It hold the anther in proper place. Okay, this is the hibiscus flower and these are the tiny one. This part is the anther and the tiny stalk of this is the filament. Okay, and as you can see, this anther already contain lot and pollen. Okay, pollen grains. They are called pollen grains. What are those yellow color powder called? They are called pollen grains. So in this case, this one is having this kind of structure. See, like this lobe-like structure, and there is a stalk-like structure. This lobe-like structure is, I told you, anther. It is called anther, and this stalk-like structure is called a filament. Okay, filament. Those students, for reminding about time, you can leave. I have no problem. I am doing a lesson for your benefit, not for my benefit, student. So you stop reminding me about time. I know the time and I can extend the time also. Shishir, especially Sujal, all these people, they are reminding me about the time. Okay. So I finish with stamen. Let us understand the last part of the flower, that is pistil. Okay, what is pistil? It is the female reproductive part. It has got three subparts: the stigma, style and ovary. Okay, the stigma, the sticky structure is called stigma. Okay, the head of it is called a stigma. It is very sticky, therefore it has get the name stigma. The long tube-like structure is called a style, and this bulb-like structure it is called a ovary. What is it called? Ovary. Ovary contains round tiny balls-like structure. Those are called ovules. What are those called? Ovules. Okay, ovules are present inside the ovaries. Okay, these ovary will later help in once it gets fertilized with the pollen grain, there the fruit formation will take place. But that part is not there for you. You are going to learn in higher classes. So today what we have learned about flower, it has got 5 main parts. What are the 5 main parts? Stalk, sepals, petals, pistil and stamen. These are the 5 main parts of a flower. Okay, so stamen is a male part of a flower, whereas a pistil is a female part of a flower. Okay, for homework. Okay, for homework, you have a brain teaser questions for you coming. Do all flowers have sepal, petal, stamen, pistil? You are going to find out whether all the flowers are, all these things are present. Do they have sepals? Do they have petals? Do they have stamens? Or do they have pistil? You are going to find out. If not, we are going to also find out which are the examples. Okay, then are these flowers do not have one or more of this? Okay, are there flowers that do not have, means if there are flowers which may not have sepals, may not have petals, may not have stamen, may not have pistil. If you ask, you are going to find out those examples and you are going to make a chart and you may write those examples and you send it to me. Okay, with that we have finished with today's class. What we have learned in today's class, we have completed the parts of a plant. Parts of plant we have finished, and which parts of plant we have done today? We have done stem, then we have done leaf, okay, and we have also finished with the last part, that is flower. Okay, thank you students, have a nice day.